Well, the little Milbro Model 16 now has a new rear sight. Yes, I spent most of yesterday filing. Well, it seemed like I spent most of yesterday filing. Kev will be so impressed. And there we have the new rear sight. This morning I machined up the adjuster screw, purely because I didn't have any with the right profile head, so I had to make one. But now we've got that done, I can reassemble the barrel inside the barrel shroud, including the new rear sight. So I'll put that back together and I'll bring you back in a minute. Well, that was relatively painless. That's all back together. Might have to make some adjustments on my adjusting screw, but other than that, no, it's fine. So I think we can actually go ahead and reassemble the metal parts of the air rifle, because everything has been cleaned up. We still need to make a new breech seal for it, but then that can be fitted when it's assembled, so that's not too much of a problem. So we'll go ahead and put it back together. There's the reassembled metal parts of the gun. The only thing that's not in there at the moment is the trigger assembly, and the trigger assembly I can't fit yet because that is held in place with the bolt that goes through here, and of course that also holds, it's one of the stock bolts, so I can't do that just yet. But actually, considering this is basically folded tin plate, a lot of this, it goes together very well. They were cheap boys guns, but you know, all credit to Milbro and Diana beforehand that, you know, this is a perfectly serviceable air rifle, or it will be, I hope, when it's finished. So that's all done and dusted. The next stage is the stock, and that's just basically sanding, more sanding, and then, you know, do the finishing oil treatment on it. But I think this is going to look quite nice when it's finished. The other thing I must do is clean the barrel. I haven't done that yet. The inside of the barrel, I must clean that. No point in doing it before you've done all the treatments, because obviously it's going to get fluids and oil and stuff inside it. So I'll clean that, and yeah, then we can hopefully, not much longer now, and I'll be able to put it back together. Time to start on the stock. Now, a friend of mine suggested that if what was left of the varnish is flaky on the stock, you might try scraping it before having a go with the sanding. So it is very flaky, so I thought, well, we'll give it a try. So I've got a Stanley knife blade here, and we're gonna give it a go, because I think this may well work quite well. So we'll start up here and we'll just gently scrape it, and yeah, it's coming off. I think you can see that. I mean, obviously it's going to need standing, but if I can get the majority of what's left of the varnish off using the scraping method, then yeah, I think I'll persevere with that. That's definitely working. So I'll persevere with that and bring it back when we're done. Well, that worked really well. It's got probably 90% of the lacquer that was on there, varnish that was on there. It's got most of it off, and so I'm very glad I started with that. Now we're going to move on to the detail sander. I've got a fairly coarse grade of sandpaper on there, and we'll go over it with this to start with. The idea that this should get smooth it off nicely and get the rest of the varnish off. Well, that's done a pretty good job of getting rid of the remaining varnish. I can't really see any on there anymore, and it's also smoothed out a lot of the dings and dents and impressions that were in the stock. So this is quite smooth now. Now I'm going to swap out the pad on here for a much finer grit one, and then we'll go over it for the finishing sand, and then it'll be ready for the finishing oil treatment. Here it is. Just had its first coat of finishing oil, and I find wood fascinating. You can never really tell what it's going to look like when you put the finishing oil on. Now, you saw this after I'd sanded it, and it was a very light coloured wood. Very, very light, but it's darkened up nicely with the first coat of finishing oil. Now, obviously, it's still wet at the moment. I've got to wait another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll wipe off the excess. But it's soaked it up like a sponge. Some wood does. Obviously older wood tends to be more porous when it comes to the finishing oil. But even some older woods, the hardwoods, you'll put the finishing oil on, it'll sit there and hardly soak in at all. But this one soaks it up like a sponge, which is great because it means it's going to penetrate deep into the wood and give it a good protection, and also hopefully after a few coats a very nice finish. So yeah, I think the stock's going to look really nice when it's done. Right, it's done. Quite surprised at how dark the stock turned out to be, but it's turned out very nice. The finishing oil did a good job on it, so it's now ready to go back together. I'm not going to film the reassembly because I think it's basically about 4 screws and that's it. The whole thing's back together, so I'll put it back together and I'll come back when it's done. Well, there it is, all finished. I have done a little shooting with it. I will do some shooting on camera for you, but bear in mind this is a smoothbore rifle, so you know the accuracy is going to be somewhat limited, but it works absolutely fine. I didn't replace the spring. Obviously I did soak the seal, the main piston seal, in oil for several days, and that seems to have rejuvenated it really well. Getting plenty of power out of it over my short 8.5 meter range, no problem at all. The sights need adjusting, which I thought they would do. I'm going to have to adjust the screw, make it a lot shorter. The sight needs to come down, but I think it will be okay. Just needs to be adjusted. But no, it's looking good. Well, I'm not too unhappy with that at all. Yes, it's a nice spread all over the place, but you've got to remember that this is not a target rifle. This is a boys plinking rifle. It's not even a rifle. It's got a smoothbore barrel. So therefore the pellets are going to go all over the bloody place. And considering it's also very old, that is not bad at all. I did it in 2 lots. So this lot over here was the first ones, and I went and had a look and realised I needed to come low and to the right, and I've obviously overcompensated a bit. But these ones down here are after I've compensated for the high and to the left scenario. So yeah, it's not bad at all. You know, for what this was designed for all those years ago. Like I said, the last ones of these were made in 1974, so this is an old gun, and it's still serviceable today. You take that outside in your back garden, your backyard, and you can knock tin cans over to your heart's content, and it's got plenty of power in it. Bear in mind, of course, that you know I did not replace the spring. This is the original spring, the original piston and piston washer. I did soak the piston seal, the washer on the end of the piston, in oil for several days, and that seems to, as leather seal, and that definitely seems to have rejuvenated it. So no, I'm not unhappy with that whatsoever. For those who are interested in such things, I'm using QYS streamlined domed. These are 8.64 grain, 177 caliber pellets, and I generally use these in all of my 177 air rifles because these are superb. I can't praise these high enough. These are the cleanest pellets I've ever seen, the QYS ones. This is why I use them, and most of my guns seem to like them. Well, I guess that about wraps it up for the Milbro Model 16, the restore on it. Very pleased with the way it turned out, and yeah, it's considering its age and obviously it was left in a very damp garage for a long period of time, these guns are pretty damn good. I mean, you know, it still works, it's still fine, it functions in the way it was designed to, and it's still valid today. So yeah, I think these are not bad, and like I said, I was very lucky. This was donated to me, but even if you find decent condition ones of these today, they don't cost a lot of money. So there you go. As always, hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks very much for watching. Cheers.